Well, it's finally here. Hayao Miyazaki's long-awaited return to the director's chair for Studio Ghibli's latest traditionally animated work of art. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of The Boy and the Heron. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do at the end of the video. If I've earned it, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. Quick disclaimer, I saw the English dubbed version of this, not the Japanese subtitle version. The Boy and the Heron centers on Mahito, voiced by Luca Padovon, who loses his mother during the Pacific War and moves out to the country with his father, Shochi, voiced by Christian Bale, to live with him and his new wife Natsuko, voiced by Gemma Chan. As Mahito grows accustomed to his new life, he's stalked by a gray heron, voiced by Robert Pattinson, who eventually reveals himself as sort of a magical creature slash guide kind of person that leads him on an adventure into an alternate world filled with the living and the dead from different points in time, where he meets all sorts of characters, including Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill voicing Mahito's ancestor, granduncle, the boy's own Karen Fukuhara as the magical Lady Hime, the talented Florence Pugh as badass pirate Kariko, and a few other surprise roles that I don't want to spoil. Right away I want to start with my one complaint about this movie, a complaint that I've had about other Studio Ghibli movies that tends to go away after the second or third watch. This is a slow movie.
This is pretty slow.
The adventure I mentioned earlier doesn't really start until a decent way into the film, and up until then the movie's more of a thoughtful character study of a sad boy in a new environment, though the animation is truly beautiful, especially when compared to most modern movies nowadays that only use CGI.
It's so beautiful.
But between the slow nature of the beginning parts of the film, combined with the score that is mostly piano, I was honestly starting to nod off. And it's not because the movie's boring or anything, just slow and pondering, like I said. Until Mahito and the Heron meet and start talking.
Mahito! What exactly are you?
Your mother. She's awaiting your rescue.
And end up in that alternate world on their adventure, and the movie really comes alive.
Now we're talking!
It's at that point that we go from a slow, pondering character study to a classic-feeling Studio Ghibli adventure, with a healthy dose of interesting characters and dreamy visuals that add up to a film that, even though it ends up being a bit of a head-scratcher by the end, is definitely worth the watch. It is much more unique than most of the stuff that's put out by Hollywood nowadays. To bring up the animation again, good lord, is that worth the price of admission alone?
This some serious gourmet shit.
Just the sheer fact that this is a traditionally animated film on the big screen, the last one I saw was, funny enough, another anime, Suzume, that should be applauded by itself. But when the animation is this stunning, it makes it even more beautiful to behold. From the classic old-style Japanese architecture from Mahito's new country home, and the kinetic, always moving and flowing waters of any scenes with Kariko aboard her pirate ship, to the trippy, fantastical qualities of the castle that our characters infiltrate later in the film, every hand-drawn and hand-painted layer of this film is an absolute beauty to behold.
It's beautiful!
And when paired with the emotional journey that Mahito is on, and the fun, witty dialogue that he shares with the characters, especially with the Heron, it makes for a pretty enthralling watch. The English dub here is incredible too, especially Robert Pattinson as the Heron. I went into this film completely blind, I didn't even watch a trailer, and I had no idea who the English voice cast was, and I was shocked, like my jaw dropped when I saw his name in the credits. I didn't recognize his voice at all.
I'll be your guide.
I've always known that he's a strong actor, especially after all of the roles that he's taken after the Twilight Saga, and I can confidently say that he can add fantastic voice actor to his resume. He was easily the best voice in the cast, although I can say that Gemma Chan, who plays Natsuko,
Go back! Now!
though her role is pretty limited, did a great job in her role as well. And she ends up delivering one of the most emotionally voiced scenes in the movie that honestly made me tear up a little bit.
Keep it together, man!
Another unrecognizable voice here was Florence Pugh as Kariko.
So, is that the truth or a lie?
A lie.
Truth!
That would have to be a lie, too.
Especially when you compare it with her voice work in last year's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Good. Hand over that map, or I'll punch holes in the lot of ya.
Christian Bale did a fine job here as Shochi, though his role was pretty one-note in my opinion and mostly just revolves around the character freaking out when he's searching for his son and his new wife. Mark Hamill was the only voice I recognized here, but out of the entire cast, he's pretty much the only one that has done exclusively voice work for the last 2 decades, and he brought that voice talent in spades with his role as the granduncle.
He's so good.
Back to the story aspects here, I'm pretty happy with the emotional payoff we get towards the end. It ties a nice bow on Mahito's emotional journey throughout the film, and it leads into a climax with truly amazing visuals, even if you're left a little bit confused about what you just saw.
I don't get
This movie definitely is going to take 2 or 3 viewings to fully absorb everything that's going on. Lastly, I appreciate the dark places that this film can go. It's a PG-13 Ghibli movie, and though it comes nowhere close to the brutality of something like Princess Mononoke, it made me gasp at a few points and honestly pulls off the emotional punches that it has. So, though it takes a while to pick up and is a little confusing at times, this is still some of Hayao Miyazaki's best work out of his entire career, with truly beautiful traditional animation, great voice performances with the standout being Robert Pattinson, and a layered story with strong emotional beats. And that's my review of The Boy and the Heron. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it at the beginning. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you never miss any of my new content. It really helps out my channel. While you're at it, you can scroll down in the description, find the links to my social media, leave a comment, let me know if you saw the movie and what you thought. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. I'll take you to my review of Silent Night, or just over to my channel where you can check out my reviews, my shorts, and my old shit. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time for my review of Wonka.